is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: Monopoly, book knowledge, cats, starts with the letter J, the Old West, and Grammy winners. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make the next selection as we continue. A classic PBS kids series that taught reading shared its name with this Monopoly utility. Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, you pick again, please. Each time a player passes go, he collects this salary. It's Player 1. Right. You again, Player 1. A question mark is on the space in which you draw one of these cards. Okay, Player 1. Good for you. Player 1, choose again. Tokens that are household items include the iron and this sewing accessory. Yes, Player 1? Yes. We return to you, Player 1. A railroad and an avenue are both named for this state. Yes, Player 1? That's right. Way to go. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. A book's backstrip covers the part that has this anatomical name. Yes, Player 2. That's it. A lot of clues. Shakespeare wrote, "What's past is this introductory part of a book." Okay, Player 1. You are correct. Player 1. Mulvaney, Nancy, 177. Birth of, 28. Education of, 213. As expert in creating these, 326 to 331. It's Player 1. Yep. You get to pick again. A colophon is a section at the end of a book that often names this, like 10-Point Baskerville. It's Player 2. You got it. Where do we begin? Etymological name for a blank page at the start of a book, suitable for inscriptions. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Player 1, you start. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. Player 3? Yes. All right, let's get the Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. Okay, Player 1. That's right. Way to go. Player 1. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. It's Player 1. Correct. You again, player one. Short-haired cats were derived from the Khafre cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. It's player three. Right you are. Okay, let's get back in. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. It's player two. Correct. All right, let's get back into this. To cross the street illegally. Okay, player one. Correct. Where do we begin? It's combat between two knights on horseback using lances. Player two. Correct. All right, let's get breed of cows named for one of the Channel Islands. Yes, player two. That's right, way to go. Please pick again. Many computer games use this lever. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. Player one, a green mineral or a fickle woman. Let's hear it, player three. That's right, way to go. Player three, make a selection, please. Originally, this term referred to the man employed on a cattle train who prodded the cattle to keep them on their feet. It's player three. Right. You get to pick again. This gunmaker's classic Peacemaker 45 revolver could be purchased by mail order for $17. Let's hear it, player two. Yep. Player two. In March of 1879, this young killer met secretly with New Mexico Governor Lew Wallace to discuss a pardon. He never got it. It's player two. That's correct. Player two. It's the Daily Double. You're in second now, but with an opportunity to catch up a bit. What are you going to wager? And the clue. Someone in partnership with another was in these, probably from the French for hut. You've moved up to first place. Player two. 2 hours after he received a death sentence for killing Jesse James, the Missouri governor pardoned him. Player one. That's right, way to go. Player one, you start us off. 1978, Just the Way You Are. It's player two. Right you are. Player two. 1966. Strangers in the Night. Player one. Yeah, good. Player one. 1992. Tears in Heaven. Player one. That's it. Player one. 2010, Need You Now. Player three. That's it. And the last clue for $1,000. 1973, killing me softly with his song. Player 3? You are correct. Player 3, you're going first in Double Jeopardy, and we'll start that round right after this break. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. The comics, the calendar, the arts, famous Canadians, all of me, and it's in the dictionary. Where do we begin, Player 3? This Peanuts character got a sister named Sally in 1959. Yes, Player 1? Good. Player 1, Weirdo would be another name for this Dan Ferraro comic that began as a replacement for The Far Side. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Mr. Munster wasn't the subject of this 1975 to 1992 Jim Unger strip. Player 1? Right. Player 1. Pick again. Excellent. One of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. What'll it be? Here is your daily double clue. In Bob Thave's comic, Frank bums around with this guy. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You again, Player 1. This edgy Aaron Magruder comic strip debuted in 1996. Let's hear it, Player 3. Right. Player 3, you start. The Chinese assign each year an element as well as an animal. 1972 got rat and water, and 1976, dragon and this. It's Player 3. Correct. Player 3. 2 of the 4 months without a U.S. federal holiday. Yes, Player 2. That's right. Way to go. Player 2. March 25th was this day in Britain until adoption of the Gregorian calendar in 1752. Player 2. Yep. Player 2. If you subtract the number of days in 2013 from the number of days in 2012, you'll end up with this many days. Yes, Player 3? That is correct. Player 3? At its center, the famous Aztec calendar stone depicts Tonatiuh, the god of this. Player 1? Yes. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1. The Gobelin factory of France was famous for these wall hangings and began manufacturing them around 1600. Okay, Player 2. That's correct. Player 2. This author of Timon of Athens was part owner of London's Blackfriars Theatre. Let's hear it, Player 1. You are correct. Player 1. Beginning around 1790 in New York City, Duncan Phyfe was a leader in the artful manufacturing of this. It's player 1. Yep. You get to pick again. His portrait of Jonathan Buttall is known as the Blue Boy. Yes, player 2. Correct. Okay, let's get back in. And here's Kelly.
Beginning around 447 BC, Phidias supervised the making of the sculptures for this ancient structure.
Player 3. Yes. Player 3. You're in command of the board. In 1917 and 1918, Ontario's Billy Bishop claimed 72 aerial victories as an ace in this war. It's player 1. Good. Okay, let's get back. Toronto-born journalist Morley Safer began co-hosting this TV news magazine way back in 1970. Yes, player 2. Yeah! That's it. Where do we begin, player 2? All right, here with the clue is Jimmy.
This mariner's 16th century explorations of the Gulf of St. Lawrence laid the basis for French claims to Canada.
Player 2. Right you are. Please pick again. Co-discoverer of this pancreatic hormone, Ontario's Frederick Banting won a 1923 Nobel Prize. Yes, player 1. Right. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Answer. The other daily double. You are in first place. What'll it be? The clue. This Nova Scotia man founded a famous line of ships in 1838. Congratulations, you're still in first, player 1. Player 1, you pick again, please. With some smarts, you'll know this popular name for the third molars. Yes, player 2. Woo! Good. Player 2. The body's growth and development are controlled by these substances secreted by the endocrine glands. Let's hear it, player 3. Correct. Player 3. Scoliosis affects the spine. Scleritis affects the sclera, found in this body part. Okay, player 3. You got it. We return to you. Stick out your tongue and say ah, and this fleshy bit hanging from the soft palate should move upwards. It's player 2. Good. Player 2. These proteins found in blood plasma are classified as alpha, beta, or gamma. Yes, player 3. Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we continue. A loud sound expressing disapproval. This New York City borough's cheer. Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Where do we begin? A Muslim holy war or spiritual struggle against infidels. From the Arabic. Okay, player 2. Right you are. Player 2. A hinged plastic case designed to hold a compact disc and usually a printed insert or liner. It's Player 2. Good. Player 2. This tech acronym states that the integrity of output is dependent on the integrity of input. Player 2. That is correct. And the last clue for $2,000. A dried and smoked ripe jalapeno pepper, which is dark reddish brown with a strong piquant flavor. Player 3. Yes. All three of you will participate in Final Jeopardy right after this. Consider your wagers carefully as you think on this category. Authors. You need to select your wager. All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the Final Jeopardy clue. Chapters in a 1914 novel by this author include Jungle Battles, His Own Kind, and The Call of the Primitive. Your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? And your response? With that correct response, you will gain. And your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? You've come out ahead as our champion, Player 3. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.